What's going on, guys and girls? It's Ghost Robo. We're back with more Sekiro. Today focusing on mini-bosses, one-shot kills, enemy variety. Also, make sure to stay tuned till the end of the video because I've got a secret enemy that I don't think many people found, and that fight is pretty intense. We're starting off, though, with the Chained Ogre, who is a nasty fella. He is tall, he seems kind of tired, kind of ornery, maybe a little hangry, and he is ready to kick our butt. But we are not going to let that happen. And this fight is a little more difficult because of the fact that there are other enemies in the fray at the same time. But good night, sleep tight, and enjoy your death. This guy is coming at us hard. We are trying to light him on fire. That seems to be the best way to finish off the Chained Ogre because it stuns him and prevents him from attacking for a pretty substantial period of time. He is going to get an unblockable grab there, which will eliminate my health and force me to use my resurrection token. If you want to know more about all the intricacies, all the systems, all the detail, and see all the level, check out my walkthrough video. This one, though, we're focusing on these big bads and all the enemies in this area. That's an awesome death blow, very cinematic in style. And the fact that this guy qualifies as a mini-boss here is pretty interesting. We'll get into that in a second. Here, though, is a completely different way to take out the Chained Ogre, and I found this super awesome. The fact that that Chained Ogre is pretty tricky, right? He had a lot of different moves, a lot of awesomeness, but if you get the right drop, boom, you can take him out in one shot. And the fact that you can do that is incredible to me. The fact that you can approach these scenarios with different strategies and with varying levels of success, different speed, I think it's going to make Sekiro one of the coolest action games ever. Samurai General, probably my arch nemesis, and we're starting off with a battle that goes very bad, so you can see how quickly he can kill us. We use the resurrection, but it ain't gonna matter. This dude is nasty, and if he gets in his attack strings and you're not ready to evade, you're not ready to parry, he's gonna put you down. I'm gonna try to move him to a different part of the battlefield, but it ain't gonna matter. And I think the fact that they are using the term mini-boss a little more liberally here, that's what the staff call these guys, mini-bosses, the named foes. It's actually a good decision. It creates more cinematic moments because obviously you have the big boss battles, and those are the big kahunas. Those are going to be the toughest fights. Those are going to be the ones that you tell your friends about when you beat. But these named foes allow for more water cooler moments. It seems like there's going to be more quote-unquote mini-bosses. God, that is physically painful. I hurt. That was a nasty death blow coming from the wrong direction. But the fact that there are more of these mini-bosses strewn throughout the levels, and that they come up more frequently, it allows for these more cinematic fights, these more epic battles, and more moments that are memorable. Because it's named, because they have multiple health bars, because they have crazy attack patterns. I really like it. And I really like the idea that there's going to be a bunch of these guys, and you're not just waiting until the end of an area to face off against something fantastic. Now, we'll cover the fodder as well as all the different enemies, but I love the Samurai General, and you'll get to see here how posture is so important to combat here, and how using a variety of moves, and blocking and parrying, and attacking, and using your prosthetic arm all helps in defeating these foes, because remember, no stamina, just posture, and if you pop their posture early, you can death blow execute before their health even depletes, which is awesome, and I think it's so great that your skill and your speed factor into how the battles go. And you know, you can play the sort of slow and steady approach. You could whittle down their health, but if you want to really put the pedal to the metal, you can here. And you'll notice that last time I took him out with 1/4 health, this time 3/4 health, because I broke his posture and we were able to take him out. Now things get a little quiet, but it doesn't mean that the enemies aren't equally gross. This girl here wants to alert the Chained Ogre, but I'm not gonna let her. She wants to shake her little shaker thing, and I say no. We are going to eviscerate her. I feel like she's above fodder. She has a different purpose and more of a unique move, but we're not even gonna let her use it. We're just gonna take her out and stand over her headless little outfit. This guy was above fodder as well because he has a shield, but we utilize our prosthetic arm and the axe to take him out. Remember, there is almost a, it seems like some sort of slight rock, paper, scissors mechanic with some of these enemies and your prosthetic arm, figuring out the right tool to take them down as quick as possible. That guy just wanted to light on fire. I don't think that was his weakness. I just really wanted to light him on fire. You can use enemies to modify your encounters, but we're going to show you how fodder even have different levels of difficulty. So these guys are fodder, and they go down really quickly. Good night. We didn't approach this situation with a whole lot of stealth, but we are able just to finish them off. One parry, and he's dead. The first guy had a couple hits. You'll notice here, though, I would qualify this guy as fodder as well, but he is far stronger. He's not named or anything, but his moves and his AI in general is just a lot more complicated, and he causes a lot more grief as he goes. So you're going to notice a variety of levels of difficulty in the unnamed foes. Even if they look similar, they are going to be doing different things. And I'm curious, as we go through the levels, how crazy the guys get. Judging based on some of the creatures I saw, and judging based on the boss, I think they're going to get pretty crazy. But I also would not be too surprised if things were a little more grounded here in Sekiro. But, this is From Software, so I'm sure they are going to put the fantastical in as many places as they can. We're now approaching the boss area, and unfortunately I'm not able to show you the boss fight, but I thought we'd take a moment to talk about the boss. It was a giant monk-type creature with a huge sweeping weapon. I don't know if it was specifically a scythe, but it sure felt like something, maybe a giant sword that just had real sweeping movements and attacks, but he's very difficult. The first time you fight him, he jumps down to the bridge, and his first meter is just a straight-on one-on-one duel, but after you take out his first pip and his first meter, he then moves to this sort of second phase where the bridge goes dark, and he is approaching from a bunch of different directions with different bodies and sort of ghost forms, and the goal there seems to be survive. I wasn't really doing damage, it was just to endure and wait until the sun returned. When it did, you got another meter and another chance to face off. At that point, I was out of my healing gourd, and he quickly took me out. They said that nobody thus far had beat the monk boss. So he's very difficult, and even for people on the team, it's a very tricky fight. And I wish you could see him, but it was super cool, and it was scary because he just moving so quick. I'm sure there will be some big plotting encounters, but this boss was not about that. He just wanted to wreck you, and he wrecked me really quick. Okay, let's get back to some more enemies throughout the level. This guy right here goes down pretty quickly with shuriken, as you see. Let's get that one shot one more time, just because it's so satisfying. And silencing that chained ogre, it feels real good. Alright, we're almost at the secret enemy, which is a really cool fight, and highlights that this game still is pretty open, and that there are alternate paths that are optional, and there are optional enemies that put up a heck of a fight. I love Sekiro. I think it's fantastic. I think it's cool how they have mixed things up. The way I've been describing it to people is that the skill set remains the same from Soulsborne, but the mindset is very different and a whole lot faster. You got to be ready to move in Sekiro. You got to be ready to move your hands. You got to be ready to move your character, and you got to be ready to take on just quick encounter after quick encounter. And I'm so excited to see where else they go. I love that the game is coming out in March, and it's not like a fall 2019 game, but even that feels like a lot. I just want to play more of it. I want to play more of it. Okay, we're about to face off against a guy that the producer was cool enough to tell me about. He said, hey, you want to see something cool? You want to see someone a little bit secret that everyone is skipping over? Let me show you. And here is where he is. So we start the level off, and normally everyone goes to the right. They grapple over those buildings, but you can actually go to the left. So if we grapple the first tree and then drop down, we can move to the left side of this level, and there's actually more to explore. There's a pathway up here that is going to lead to a bald-headed man with a staff. And he has 2 pips of his own. So he is on the level of the samurai general. Technically, more work than the chained ogre. We alert him that we're there, and he's bringing out unblockables. If you see those kanji symbols up here, those red symbols, they are indicating you that it is a special move that is unblockable. You're going to need to do something different. Maybe dash straight into it, maybe jump over it, something different. It's not going to be able to be blocked traditionally. We have put this guy's posture to the limit because we took his health down, and we're going to get our first death blow because of a health meter reduction that then allows us to initiate an execution. Let's see if we can do a little better. This guy is very fast. He's moving quickly, and he does not want to mess. Now, I was really happy that I was able to get him on my first try. Utilized a lot of my prosthetic arm moves here, and we pop his posture. His health is almost down as well, but we actually got his posture. Oh, we got him at the same time, I guess. Posture and health at the same time, and we'll crack the skull of that mini monk right by the edge. Sekiro is awesome. The enemies are awesome. The fights That's the shining star. We'll pick up some emblems and some divine confetti. That guy gave us a little bit more in the goodie department, so I'm happy that we popped his pinata. Guys and girls, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to check out my walkthrough if you want to see more Sekiro. If you have any specific questions, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, everybody, have a fantastic day. I love you. I drink so much chocolate, and we will see you all later.